Hello and welcome to Johannesburg on a day that won't make, but certainly could break, Ghana's hopes of reaching Qatar 2022 as they take on Ethiopia in South Africa. Ironically, just some 10 miles away, even less than that, at Soccer City, South Africa, the team that currently tops Group G are playing against Zimbabwe. Ghana start this one a point behind South Africa, the country in which they're playing today, because Ethiopia, of course, with a number of political and other issues right now. As you can see, the Black Stars in a slightly precarious position, though they do have an opportunity on Sunday to take top spot in the group, and that one place that's synonymous with the berth in the third qualifying round for Qatar 2022 when they take on South Africa at Cape Coast. That game could be decisive, but for that to be the case, they have to at least match South Africa's result here today. Well, Ethiopia don't have anything to play for. They're already out, so it's really a race between Ghana and South Africa for one of those top places in the group. Remember, there are only 5 places in Qatar available, and it's the winners, the 10 group winners, who go through to that home and away shootout. 180 minutes, perhaps a little bit more, and penalties, of course, between them and Qatar 2022. It's a little bit like the situation that Ghana face right now. In fact, they've got 180 minutes to play for their opportunity to reach that final round. They find themselves behind South Africa due to the defeat that they suffered to the South Africans earlier in the qualifying phase, but they've picked up 3 wins. Otherwise, they've already beaten Ethiopia in this qualifying section. They start as overwhelming favourites today, particularly given that Ethiopia are playing at home, away from home. They also have the greater individual quality, but it's as a collective that Ghana need to come together today and pick up the 3 points that will keep them certainly within a shout. It will keep destiny, their qualifying destiny, in their own hands ahead of that showdown with South Africa. What a game that promises to be at Cape Coast, but Ghana have to make sure that they stay at least within touching distance of South Africa. A point today for Ghana and a win for South Africa would put South Africa 3 points clear at the top of the group. It wouldn't be all over as far as Ghana are concerned if they were to beat South Africa on Sunday, but they would have to ensure that their goal difference was better. And right now, South Africa's goal difference is +1 better than Ghana. So if it were a draw for Ghana and a win for South Africa today, that situation would worsen and Ghana would be under more pressure. In fact, the South Africa coach Hugo Broos has been putting the pressure on Ghana by saying the pressure's on them today to win against Ethiopia, and there's no doubt that there is a degree of pressure on Milovan Rayevac's side after the huge disappointment of missing out on Russia 2018. They don't want to face a second global showpiece from the sofa. Pre-match formalities about to commence then at the Orlando Stadium. As you can see, the home of the Orlando Pirates, 37,000 seater stadium, this one. As I mentioned, just across Soweto from Soccer City, the RNB Stadium, where Ethiopia played last time out, actually, when they were beaten by South Africa. South Africa ensured that they remain top of the section. As for Ethiopia, they've beaten Zimbabwe in the group and they cause a real problem for Ghana here today. Welcome to sunny Johannesburg on a day that could make or even break Ghana's chances of reaching the 2022 FIFA World Cup as they take on Ethiopia at the Orlando Stadium. God bless our homeland Ghana for the visitors, and now the hosts at home, away from home, Ethiopia. Silence around the Orlando Stadium. No fans in for this one, unfortunately. Certainly for Ethiopia, who have a much changed lineup. In fact, just 5 players who started the 1-0 defeat to South Africa back in October start here again. Look out for the captain, Getane Kebede. He was really unfortunate to score an own goal, actually, for that 1-0 win for South Africa, but he'll be the danger man today for Ghana. The two captains coming together. Andre Ayew is wearing the captain's armband today for Ghana. It's our Cameroonian referee. Kebede in a hurry to get underway, it would seem. They're swapping sides. Not quite sure of the point of that in an empty stadium. Now, the Ghana lineup. This is how Rayavats has them lining up. But no Thomas Partey, of course, he's out injured. There's a couple of changes at the back as well due to injury in the back four. So with no Alexander Jiku and no Jonathan Mensah, it's Celta Vigo's Joseph Aidu and Reading's Andy Yeardom who come into the back four for the Black Stars, who really need all 3 points here today to keep things nicely on the boil. Of course, if they were to better South Africa's result, then they would go to the top of the section with just 1 game left, and that it will most likely come down to that 90 minutes in Cape Coast on Sunday. But Ghana cannot afford to look too far ahead. They've got to focus on the 90 minutes here, because lose here today and Ghana's hopes of reaching Qatar 2022 could well be extinguished. Ghana on the front foot immediately. Really bright start in the very, very bright sunshine here in Johannesburg. All through looking for Andre Ayew, it has to be said. Ghana have an absolute host of attacking firepower in their ranks. The individual quality is quite outstanding for the Black Stars, even without Partey in the midfield to really anchor them. Binyo Dada, one of the Ethiopian centre-backs in this back four for the home side. Eight is Emmanuel Johannes. Not an easy ball to deal with. And Ethiopia have it back, a little bit careless from Ghana. Ghana, who've been in South Africa since Tuesday, actually had a friendly fixture on Monday against Golden Kick. 5-1 win. The man who starts up front today for Ghana, Richard Boakia Yeardom, got a hat-trick in that one. He's back in the international setup for the first time in 2.5 years. Certainly has that pedigree on his CV with Juventus and Atalanta among the clubs that he has been at. Now plays his club football at Beitar Jerusalem. It's a little bit dangerous, and can Ethiopia take advantage here? Again, another individual error from Ghana, gifting the ball back to their opponents, who don't seem to be too keen on trying to exploit it either. Here's Kebede. Cut out by Yedom. One of two Reading players in the Ghana back four, with Baba Rahman. Rahman, though, of course, on loan from Chelsea. Oh, that's really careless. Ghana not at it in these opening minutes. And just when they need to be sharp, they're not. Here's Kibede. What's he trying to do there? Presume trying to glide the ball through. Ghana cannot afford to take Ethiopia lightly. Yes, they're already out, but that means they're playing without pressure. That makes any side dangerous. It's well cut out by Asrat Tonjo. I expect him to get up and down that right-hand side for Ethiopia. Looking for Jordan Ayew. Good strength shown by Minyo Dada. A little bit too much strength shown there. Going through the back of Kibede. Long and wayward clearance by Tekle Mariam Balcha, who is just 23. Very short as well, it has to be said, for a modern-day goalkeeper at 5'10" or 1m78 if you're into the metric system. Can Ghana exploit that? Certainly something to think about. It's a decent ball in and a chance. He's made a fabulous save and a second. Well, brilliant work from Balcha to deny Andre Ayew and Kamaldeen Sulemana from point-blank range. The save from Ayew was breathtaking, and you have to say the second opportunity should have been snapped up. Well, my apologies, it's not Sulemana, it's Boakia Yedom. I just mentioned that he scored 3 on Monday. Didn't look sharp there. Glorious opportunity for Ghana to go ahead. And a glorious opportunity spurned. That was the ideal start that they would have wanted. Here's Ramadan Youssef. Youssef comes inside, options ahead of him. Ethiopia certainly playing on the front foot. Gets it back from Abu Bakr Ahmed, does Youssef. Good pressure and pressing from Andre Ayew, forcing Ashraf Seyum back to his goalkeeper, who's kept the scoreline level with a couple of brilliant saves, but I have to say that the opportunity, particularly the second one, should have been taken. Will Ghana pace, come inside and had a go, has Abu Bakr Ahmed. Opening was there for a shot. Here's I do. Chance for the Celta Vigo defender to shine. Yedom thought about going long, but Ethiopia quite compact. And for the moment, pressing fairly effectively, it would seem. Here's I do again. Amarte, Leicester City defender, also playing midfield. For the moment, Ghana and opportunity to open the scoring aside have not looked impressive. That was well done. Sharp work from Mohamed Kudus. Now Andre Ayew skips inside on that left foot and just ran into a wall of green. That's a foul. It's a little bit too eager was Idrisu Mohammed. Nearly 10 minutes gone in Johannesburg then. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 0. Ghana, remember, second in Group G. 1 point behind South Africa, the South African side that they actually bettered in Africa Cup of Nations qualifying. South Africa missing out on that tournament, but it certainly would make up for that disappointment if they were to pip Ghana to one of the places in the third qualifying round. Good, mazy run inside from Kudus. Ghana players appeal for handball. Cameroonian referee not impressed, it would seem. Here's Dawa Kile. Ghana trying to build inside the Ethiopia trying to build inside the Ghana half. Ethiopia actually also through to the African Cup of Nations, which will be held in Cameroon in January. Tough group they've got. In with the hosts, Burkina Faso and Cape Verde, who they'll kick off their Group A campaign against on the 9th of January. Speaking of tough games to start with, Ghana will be playing Morocco the day after in Yaoundé. Morocco side that beat Ghana, of course, back in June in a friendly in Rabat. Good little spell of possession, if not pressure, from Ethiopia. Yedom nicks it away from them. Jordan Ayew. He and his brother fairly fluid tactically down this right-hand side for Ghana. Oh, that's beautifully done. Lovely play from Kudus. Just overran it. Abubakar Ahmed inside for Emmanuel Johannes, who gets a free kick. A little bit too keen again was Idrissa Mohamed. That's the second time. Might have to watch your step just a little bit. Long ball flighted forward, and that's easy enough for Wallacott. Hasn't been tested so far as Joseph Wallacott, the Swindon goalkeeper. Ghana looking to come down that left-hand side. Now, most of their play actually has been down this right-hand side. However, when they did move down the left, they created that opportunity with a cross for Andre Ayew. Kudus out wide to Jordan Ayew. Yet to find the net for Crystal Palace in the English Premier League this season. Jordan Ayew, who's now 30. That was cute. Whether he meant it or not, I'm not quite sure, but it looked good. For Masrat Donjo. Giving it away in their own final third. Not a wise move from Ethiopia. Here's I do. Forced back though by Kebede. As we approach the 15-minute mark in the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Still Ethiopia 0, Ghana 0. That one glorious opportunity, well, it's a joint opportunity as it were, for Ayew and for Boakia Yerdop to open the scoring on around 5 minutes, but not taken. Well, I have to say not taken. It was good goalkeeping too by Balcha. It's a good ball to spread it wide out here to Abubakar Ahmed. You can see a number of green shirts getting forward. Certainly a positive approach to the game from Ethiopia today. Kudus, unlike some of his teammates, looks to be really at it. The 20-year-old Ajax midfielder. There is Milovan Rajovac, of course a legend of Ghanaian football, having taken the side through to the quarter-finals of the 2010 World Cup here in South Africa. Only the third African team to get that far. And the thrill and the ultimate heartbreak of that penalty shootout against Uruguay. Ghana's turned to press and press effectively enough as Kudus tries to sneak in again. Ethiopia haven't reached the World Cup finals before, but they have been African champions all the way back in 1962, and in fact were part of the very first Africa Cup of Nations back in 1957. Only 3 teams taking part in that one. Sure, everybody on the Ghana bench and in Ghana itself will have an eye on the result of the game. Just across Johannesburg here. South Africa against Zimbabwe, still goalless, as is this one. Swung right across to this near side for Jordan Ayew. Wasn't an easy ball.
Jordan, drop. Take the ball. Go back, go back. Hey, my friend, number 10. Number 10, move, move. Move, my friend. Hey, captain. It's there. It's okay for me.
Jordan Ayew with the free kick there.
Yes, okay.
Nearly 20 minutes gone. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 0. Is this an opportunity for the breakthrough? Not with delivery like that from Jordan Ayew. All the way back to Wallacott. Amate goes long. Jordan Ayew get there this time, he will. It's a very good ball, in fact, from Amate. Kudus. Just a little bit too casual there from Mohamed Kudus. The ball into Barkia Yedom has got a free kick in a very, very promising position. Just seen Jordan Ayew waste one, but I suspect this will be Andre Ayew. This is a great opportunity for a shot on goal for the Ghana captain.
It's okay. Use the spray. Use the spray. Glenn. Use the spray, my friend. Okay, go for the wall. Go for the wall. Go, go, go.
You can hear the referee being very friendly to the players. So very firm. Instructions clear then for the Ethiopian wall. Andre Ayew is there, Mohamed Kudus as well. Likes a shot from distance, does Kudus, but I suspect this will be a very cultured left foot of Andre Ayew. Opportunity for Ghana. Oh, an opportunity brilliantly taken by Andre Ayew. The Ghana captain comes up big just when his nation needs him. He'd missed the first opportunity of the game. He didn't miss the second. The wall might have done better, but Andre Ayew couldn't have done much better. Balcha beaten, and Ghana have the lead. And what a precious goal that could be. Massive goal from Andre Ayew. He's already a national treasure. Turns 32 next year. Won't get too many more opportunities, if any, to play at a World Cup. But he's put his side in the driving seat here, and as things stand, top of Group G. course, if Ghana win and South Africa don't, then a draw will be enough for the Black Stars on Sunday, although it's fiendishly difficult to try and play for a draw. Don't think Ghana would do that, but there will certainly be a degree less pressure on them. Here's Ayew, the goal scorer. Back to Wollacott. Curious bit of play from Ayew. Effective enough, I guess. Not quite sure that he knew where the ball was going, though.
No foul! Hey. Go on, Jordan, go on, Jordan, go on! Hey! No foul! Good. Hey,
Well, do Ethiopia have the quality and the mental resources to come back from that blow? Ghana will be hoping not, and they'll be hoping to press home their advantage. There's a 1-goal lead. It's still a lead, but it's a nervy one, especially when the stakes are so high. That's nicely done by Kudus. And a very good game so far for the Black Stars as the young Ajax midfielder. Strong running by Jordan Ayew, as you'd expect. Men in the middle, including his brother. Not the best delivery again from Jordan Ayew from out wide. Yeah, Doc. Take him on, says Rayavat. It's Sulemana, he loves to beat a man, he's beaten two. Kamaldeen Sulemana, oh, that would have been a beauty. Well, he's had a rip-roaring start to life at Rennes in the French league this season, has Kamaldeen Sulemana. And he nearly added a collector's item to his goals collection. I have to say, the pitch didn't help him. There was a bobble just before he hit the shot. I suspect otherwise that may well have nestled in the corner. And Ghana will be 2 up, but he's just so exciting, is Kamaldeen Sulemana. In a very exciting Rennes side, it has to be said. Never mind this Ghana side as a strike comes in from absolutely nowhere. And Wollacott gets down well to his right to push it away. Careless, given away. It was Dawa Hotessa who hit the shot. Really was very well hit too, and Wollacott, who's had nothing to do but field back passes for the first 25 minutes, did really well. Here's Ayew. Idrissa Mohamed. Lovely ball played through. Good covering though too from Minyo Debebe. just wonder whether it's Ethiopia coming out of their shell a little bit, or Ghana going into theirs after taking the lead. Because there's no doubt that Ethiopia have come more into focus in the last 5 minutes. Had more possession and further up the field too. And the space here, far too much space as far as Ghana are concerned, surely. It's going to run nicely for Dawa Hotessa, and still, and Wallacott denies him again. And Ghana have just fallen asleep since going in front. And they very nearly got a rude awakening here. Again, another strong hit from Hotessa. This time straight at Wallacott though. Next time, no, it might not be. I do. Sulemana thought about it, and then thought better of trying to take on Ramadan Youssef inside his own half. Jordan Ayew didn't give his brother the best of balls, but he did get a free kick, did Andre. Nearly half an hour gone at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1. Big goal from a big player for Ghana, Andre Ayew. That's the difference between these two. Away by Sulemana. Well, one back though by Kudus. Andre Ayew stabs it across. Jordan Ayew looking for space to shoot. Got the shot away, but no real power behind it to trouble Belcher, or direction, it has to be said. Right, still. So Ghana going to the top of the section. South Africa, Zimbabwe. We're watching this one with much interest. Game to be played just across Soweto at Soccer City later. So Ghana will have had a few hours more rest than South Africa ahead of Sunday's game, but they have the disadvantage of having to play earlier in the day, and so the temperature a lot hotter. Belcher made two very fine saves early on to deny Ghana an early goal. They got one midway through the first half, thanks to Andre Ayew. Andre Morgan Ayew, as you can see. Son of the great Verde Pele, who won the Champions League, the very first Champions League, it has to be said, with Marseille back in 1993. Also reached the final in 91 too, with Jean-Pierre Papin and Chris Wallace. Ethiopia have it, given away by Ghana. Here's Kebede, and an opportunity, and again not taken. And the post-chance inquest begins for the Black Stars. Andre Ayew making his point pretty forcefully. They've got their noses in front. They don't want to be pegged back. Jordan Ayew. Just ran into trouble, in fact. But did well to keep it. And then turns away swiftly from Emmanuel Johannes, too swiftly for the Ethiopian. That'll be a free kick. Ball forward, nobody there in a white shirt. A thumbs up from Kudus, but it was so far ahead of the young midfielder. He was never going to get that. Ethiopia looking to counter. Again, plenty of green shirts going forward. They'll certainly have taken heart from the opportunities they've created in the last 10 minutes or so. Here they go again. Good run forward by Ramadan Youssef. Dispossessed, Masoud by Suleimanu's back working hard. Better distribution required from Wallacott than that's for sure. 10 minutes to go till half-time. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1, but it's not particularly convincing for the moment from the Black Stars. 4-time African champions, 5 times runners-up. They've got to get the job done here and put the pressure on South Africa later, and then do the business on Sunday again against Bafana Bafana. Obeto Abete, the Ethiopia coach, former player. Oh, what a strike! As clean as you like. And out of the blue from Kudus. And he looks cool, does Balchebe. He kind of expected that, and he was going to get nowhere near it if it was sneaking inside that post instead of going the other side. What a hit! Well, he did show against Zimbabwe that he is capable of striking from distance. And here's an opportunity, another one for Ethiopia. And this game opening up probably a little bit too open if you're the Ghana coach, Milovan Rayevats. Shemelis Bekele with the opportunity, and again he hits Wallacott and not the corners, fortunately for Ghana. I was going to say that Kudus hit the crossbar against Zimbabwe. Last time out, he's packs a real punch in that left foot, as we saw. Just that, what a hit that was. But then at the other end, Ethiopia get another shot on target. They've had a number of opportunities since Ghana took the lead. That has got to be a bit of a concern. And you have to say, on the balance of play, Ethiopia have been the better side. Certainly not been second best anyway. So it comes forward again. That's too much on it for Abubakar Ahmed. And they're enjoying themselves, the Walia fans, the Walia Ibex that the Ethiopians are nicknamed after. Oh, no wonder he's scratching his head. Milovan Rajovac must be wondering how his team of hugely talented players are 1-0 up only and haven't created more goal-scoring opportunities, because Ethiopia have certainly done that. It's a little better finishing. They would certainly be level, possibly even ahead, and it was a good save from Wollicott in there as well. Here they go again. Bekele. Kebede. That's the right idea. 6 minutes to go until half-time. I'm sure Rajovac will have more than a word or two to say to his players. Kudus has been good, but he's given that one away. Good anticipation by Bekele. Kebede. It's another Ghana mistake that allows Ethiopia to come forward. Patient build-up, and now the space for Ramadan Youssef. Very nearly. Lovely little interchange between Bekele and Messoud, but now Ghana have an opportunity to counter-attack. Jordan Ayew hasn't got a lot of support though in the middle. Jordan Ayew again. Abaraman does really well to get away from two, and then wastes it. All his good own work. Four minutes to go till the break. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1. And Ghana actually just looking a little bit leggy. They really didn't break with much enthusiasm when Jordan Ayew had a very good counter-attacking opportunity there just a minute or so ago. And we're only in the first half here. That's bounced off Kudus, I think. A little bit fortunate to find Yiadom. If he meant it though, it was brilliant. Oh, that's nice again from Sulemana. Little nutmeg. Kudus. Oh, we're going to see a lot of those too in the future, surely. On the overlap, an opportunity for number 2. Oh, and it's over. Wasted. That's the second one for Boaki Yiadom. Had one saved early on by Belcher. Belcher got a touch, but he was able to swivel but not keep his shot down. Was the Ghana number 14. Should have scored that. Well, referee says corner, so maybe it wasn't a miss, but a partial block. Kudus with it. It's a nice delivery. Nobody attacking it. It's a wasted opportunity too. Just a touch to take that ball goalwards, and Belcher would have had a very difficult time of it indeed. 2 minutes to go till the break. Ghana still with a slender lead then. Messoud. say personally, I'd like to see Sulemana on the ball a lot more for Ghana. He's caused problems when he's had it. It's not been all that often. He's got it now, but not in the sort of position on the pitch where he can really hurt Ethiopia. There's been just too much of that. Idrissa Baba Mohamed this time with the mistake, and too many little individual errors from Ghana in this first half. Here's Yedop. Sulemana away from one again. Snakes inside. Out wide to Jordan Ayew. Baba Rahman's making a run as well. It's Ayew though. And again, the delivery from out wide is poor. They're getting themselves into some decent positions at Ghana, and then just not finding that final ball. As you can see, an additional 60 seconds to be played in the sun in Johannesburg. Bekele. Strong challenge and a foul challenge, says the referee from Boake Yedop. And now push to the edge of the box is the shout. Ghana in possession, and surely we'll just play out the last 10 seconds or so here. There goes the half-time whistle. Ghana with a precious lead thanks to Andre Ayew's 22nd minute free kick. But Ethiopia have created chances, and the Black Stars far from home and dry in Joburg as yet. Half-time here then, Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1. Plenty being said among the Ghana players. Interesting that they're having a huddle before they go into the dressing room to hear what their coach has to say, Milovan Rayavats. More than a few tweaks required, and certainly a goal or two to make things comfortable in the second half. We'll see you very soon indeed.
I will go up to you.
Stretch it.
Come on. Come on.
Welcome back to the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Ethiopia and Ghana back out in the sun. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1 at the break. Andre Ayew with the 22nd minute strike from a free kick. And currently Ghana, importantly, significantly and crucially for the Black Stars, moving to the top of Group G. This, of course, not quite the end of the road in terms of qualifying for Qatar 2022. They're going to be watching what South Africa do against Zimbabwe later today, just across Soweto at Soccer City, or the R&B Stadium as it's known. But they've got to get the business done here, and then again against South Africa at home on Sunday to ensure that they go through to the final qualifying round. 3 qualifying rounds for the African zone. Ethiopia were involved in the first round, actually. Ghana weren't. Their FIFA ranking ensuring that they went straight into this group stage round, the second round. But will they go further? An entire nation will be hoping so. And the next 45 minutes could well decide whether they do so. Ghana get us underway then in the second half at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. They have a 1-0 lead at half-time, and as things stand, heading to the top of Group G. They'll be 2 points ahead of South Africa, who play Zimbabwe later tonight. They'll need to be better than they were in the first half, Ghana, because Ethiopia had opportunities, and although they had a number of shots which went straight at goalkeeper Joseph Wollacott, Milovan Rayevats will know that the hosts could have had at least a goal, if not 2. His side might have had more as well. Playing the ball out. It's an Ethiopia player down, needing treatment, it would seem, on the far side. Doesn't look too impressed as Wubetu Abate, but his side have been impressive. It has to be said. They've only won 1 of their 4 games so far. Abubakar Ahmed, who's in potential need of that stretcher. Don't think it's that serious. As Andre Ayew distributes instructions. That was the goal. Wall might have done better. That's certainly what Tekla Mariam Balcha thought, the Ethiopian goalkeeper. Well in the first half to Ethiopia, and Ghana made a number of individual errors inside their own half which could have been costly. They rather got away with it on a number of occasions as they try to come forward here looking for Andre Ayew, but it's going to be shepherded out of play by Ashalu Seyu. He's not going to run out of play actually, but as well does the experienced centre-back. He's the man actually who got Ethiopia's 3 points in the qualifying campaign so far, with a very, very late penalty in the win over Zimbabwe. tackling was Kudus down that left-hand side. It's been a battle for Ghana today so far. Not much fluidity about their play. Well, they have the lead, and they won't be too worried if they win and win on Sunday. They will, of course, though, have to step up their game in the final round if they make it that far. South Africa will be doing all they can to deny them. It's really on the boil, this Group G, between two of the continental heavyweights. Emmanuel Johannes marshaled that Ethiopian midfield pretty well. The number 8. Ball spread wide here to Ashrat Tonja. Mesut able to make headway down this right-hand side, or Ethiopia go back and start again. 5 minutes into the second half, they still trail Ghana with that 1-0 lead thanks to Andre Ayew's 22nd minute free kick. Kebede, first touch, let him down. Naidu nipped in and gets the free kick. Had a first spell in Europe at Hammarby in Stockholm, a club that's part owned by a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic now. And Joseph Aidu now, though, plays his football at the very opposite end of Europe in Vigo. Wasted by Wallacott. He's looking for Andre Ayew. Sorry, Jordan Ayew, excuse me. Well cut out by Ayew. He's looking for Bekele. Was that through ball? Really squeezed between two. Amate. Ayew going long again. Just wonder if Ghana are missing Thomas Partey a little bit too much. Andre Ayew gets himself a yellow card early in the second half. Pleads his innocence with his opposite number, Kebede. Did lead with the arm. Bit of a forearm smash, actually, into Johannes. No doubt felt that one. No lasting damage, it would seem, fortunately for the Ethiopian number 8. But there is a yellow card for Andre Ayew. That was a firm challenge. Ghana players making the point to the Cameroonian referee. The play continuing, but not for much longer, it would seem. did appear to be a two-footed challenge on Kamaldeen Sulemana. Andre Ayew needs to be held back by his younger brother. Let's have a look at that one again if we can. The Cameroonian referee tells Sulemana in no uncertain terms to get up and then calls for the stretcher. There's a discussion between Jordan Ayew. Andre Ayew's in there as well. He needs to be careful. He's just been booked. Ghana bench weren't happy with the challenge.
It's the same thing there, okay? You are allowed to talk to the referee, I'm not allowed, okay? Yes.
Well, it's a 50-50 ball, that's for sure. And he slipped in his defense, did Minho Dada. Or did he? That second viewing looked like he rather jumped into the challenge. I don't think he actually caught Sulemana, but that was probably more to do with Sulemana's athletic ability and agility than anything else, because did go through two-footed. Did the Ethiopian number 4. I think, like me, the referee's giving him the benefit of the doubt, and Sulemana is a little bit too cute for them and nearly stole in on that quickly taken free kick, although I'm surprised that the referee didn't send him back off the pitch. So yeah, didn't really have time to wave him onto the pitch. Anyway, play continues. Would have been quite a furore if Ghana had scored. Oh, teed up is Jordan Ayew. And again by his brother. And he was trying to be a little bit too clever there. Surely Jordan Ayew, he had a shooting opportunity on the edge of the box. Instead, trying to just clip it back towards his brother Andre. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things on a football pitch, and that certainly looked to be one of the occasions there. Jordan Ayew was on the edge of the area. Must have been able to see net. Surely should have gone for it. Maybe a sign that he's not that confident. As I mentioned earlier, he's not scored for Crystal Palace in the English Premier League this season. Here come Ethiopia. Ghana still with a slender advantage. Good tracking back from Sulemana, and then nearly gives it away. Given away again. Bekele with space, danger here. What a strike off the bar. Still not away, Hotessa. And this time it's well over from Messoud. But a massive, massive let-off from Ghana. They've given the ball away cheaply on a number of occasions, and Ethiopia have come closer and closer to scoring. And Ghana are very, very lucky indeed that they haven't. How much more is it going to take for Ghana to sharpen up inside their own half? We've had nearly an hour in Johannesburg. They still lead, but their advantage is looking more fragile by the minute. No way that Wallacott was going to get anywhere near that if it was heading into the top corner. Bekele a little unlucky. Ghana very, very lucky. Just wonder if Rayovac will consider making a change in personnel. does have options, of course. It's a strong-looking squad, even if he doesn't have all of his first-choice players. Wonder if we'll see Edmund Addo, who's been in the Champions League with Sheriff Tiraspol this season, as Ethiopia come forward. Another shot charged down this time by Jordan Ayew. Lovely little jinking run from Ahmed, and he's gone down on the edge of the area, but the Cameroonian referee says no foul. But it's all Ethiopia right now, and this is worrying for Ghana. Hiseu Dada did mention in the first half that Ethiopia are already out of the reckoning for qualification, and when you're playing without pressure, it can make you a very dangerous team indeed. And Ghana, who are under pressure, are having a bit of a problem today. It's getting a little bit fractious as well. A nice pack needed, not just to cool down either. It's Mohamed Messoud, 31-year-old midfielder, and there is a change. Maybe he's listening to me, Rayovac. Not surprised to see Boakie Yedom go off. And Mubarak Wakaso is on. Mubarak Wakaso, whose goal against Ethiopia got Ghana's qualifying campaign off to a positive start. That game back at Cape Coast on the 3rd of September. There's been a lot of football packed in since then, of course, due to the pandemic. Oh, here goes Kudus. He had a good first half. It's just not a lot of support coming up quickly for Ghana. Jordan Ayew. And they go all the way back to Wallacott. That's got everybody's hearts in their mouths. Dear me. They are looking very, very jittery indeed. Oh, the Black Stars. They're still 27 extremely nervous minutes to go. Ethiopia have hit the crossbar. Ghana are not playing well, and they are clinging on right now. You can see their formation. It's almost a 4-4-5-1. Or a 4-1-4-1 if you like. But it's certainly more defensive now. Jordan Ayew playing through the middle. Wakaso has come into the midfield to try and bolster things up, but he's got his work cut out here to chase. Ahmed wins the ball, does the substitute. First positive contribution from him. It's given away though again. How many times Are Ghana going to do that? Bekele. Have they not learned the lesson of Bekele hitting the crossbar? It would seem not. Here's Seyum. Ethiopia keen to play the ball in the Ghana half. Nice little reverse pass for Jordan Ayew. He'll get there ahead of two Ethiopia defenders. But again, look, not many men in the box. Needs support behind this. Ayew finds it in the shape of Baba Rahman. Now Idrisu Baba. And again, the attack just peters out. And here come Ethiopia again. Ghana making Ethiopia look very, very good indeed. And this, certainly for the Ethiopia ahead of that Nations Cup at the start of next year, is a very promising performance. Bekele skips away from one. And there's just too much muscle there for Kebede to squeeze his way through, but almost anywhere will do for Ghana right now. And the waves of attacks just keep coming onto them. Now a counter-attack opportunity maybe. Jordan Ayew. That's just symptomatic of their play. Sulemana taking his eye off the ball, and the referee brings play back because there's a player down. He's got a spot of cramp as Bekele, 31-year-old who's been playing his club football in Egypt since 2014. Was with Petrojet and now Messia Lel Makassa for the last couple of seasons, and both teams taking an opportunity to get a drinks break in. Ethiopia planning a change, it would seem, as well. They would very, very much put the cat amongst the pigeons if they were to deny Ghana a win here. Probably get better service maybe at their hotel in Johannesburg, because the South Africans would be pretty happy. As I mentioned, though, a lot of the Ghana players do seem to be a little bit sluggish today, and perhaps no surprise that many of them have come from a European winter and headed into temperatures in South Africa of 28 degrees Celsius. Not an easy change, even though they have been previously in Ghana and then in South Africa since Tuesday. And said that it's only Thursday, not much time for the body to acclimatise. Keep the ball, keep the ball. That's wise words from Rayovac, because they've given it away far too often, particularly in this sort of position. That's not a great ball forward, but it found Andre Ayew, but then he gave it away. And Ghana need their more experienced players like Andre Ayew, like Jordan Ayew, to just get on the ball, calm things down, calm everyone else down as well, and just take the sting out of Ethiopia, suck the hope from them that they can get something from this game. Again, another dangerous ball. It was Wakaso that time. He got away with it, but only just. 20 minutes to go. Ethiopia 0, Ghana 1. Andre Ayew's 22nd minute free kick has the Black Stars ahead. It has them provisionally going to the top of Group G. But, and you can finish that sentence, this is going to be a tense final 20 minutes. Unless Ghana can produce a second goal. They have not looked likely to do so in the second half. And if anyone has been going to add to the scoreline, it's been Ethiopia. He's Seyum, plays his club football at home with St. George. Nearly a very good ball. In fact, well cut out by Baba Rahman. Did well. Former Schalke and Augsburg defender. Promising from Ethiopia, dangerous for Ghana. That was Ahmed trying to squeeze the ball through. They still have it to the home side, or the nominal home side. Good anticipation by Sulemana to cut that one out. And now a counter-attack opportunity again, and look how slow Ghana are. Why are they being so cautious? The opportunity was there to exploit space. They didn't take it, not for the first time in this match. And instead, played themselves into trouble, and either didn't know where the ball went. And here's the chance for Ethiopia. Ahmed, and now a glorious chance. Kebede! And they have been playing with fire, have Ghana, and they've finally gotten their fingers burnt. Ethiopia on level terms. It's a big goal for them. It's a huge goal for South Africa and for Ghana, for very different reasons, as they hope to reach Qatar 2022. Aidu lost his bearings, lost the ball, and this time Kebede absolutely clinical. Lovely finish, actually. The captain brings Ethiopia level. It's nothing more than they have deserved. It really isn't. And now Ghana. What response can they find in the last 18 minutes here? Just to remind you that this result would take Ghana level on points with South Africa at the top of the section, with Ghana having played a game more and with inferior goal difference. To be fair, it still means that Ghana, as they might have thought before this game, will have to beat South Africa on Sunday. But it means that they really do have to beat them, and there can be no other option. Just to remind you of how teams are separated, it's of course points first, then goal difference, then goals scored, then head-to-head. And after that, it starts to get a little bit silly. But it's going to be tight, that is for sure. South Africa, of course, overwhelming favourites to win against Zimbabwe later today. As we see a change, Kelly's coming off. He was the one who's just suffering from cramp. Solomon Ayele is on. And Kebede, the goal scorer and captain, has gone off as well. That's a bit of a surprise. Malayu is on. So, fresh legs for Ethiopia. It's over the head of everyone. And with 15 minutes to go, it's Ethiopia 1, Ghana 1. Now it's Ethiopia's turn. Gives the ball away a little. Good run forward. Just over here for Jordan Ayew. There was space there for Ayew. If the ball in had been better. Sulemana under pressure immediately. Not even he can wriggle his way out of that one. And suddenly, Ghana have found a little bit more verve. Question is, why didn't they do that when they were leading? We're going to have a change. Another change for Ghana. Andre Ayew is going to make way. So Ayew, who got the goal that put them 1-0 up, is replaced by Ishaiku. Wakaso gets the captain's armband. And Daniel Kere is on as well. Sampaoli midfielder. Made his debut in the 1-0 win against Ethiopia, actually, at the start of this qualifying round. That was Ayew's goal. On 22 minutes, they needed more though. And they've been pegged back here. How costly will that be? Ethiopia still looking to come forward. The shot comes in straight at Wallacott from Ahmed. He's had a very lively game. In fact, he provided the assist as well for his captain Kebede to level. Ghana still not able to take the game by the scruff of the neck when they need a goal. That's worrying. Must be hugely frustrating for Thomas Partey sitting at home, not being able to help. Now a chance to break, and now they do break at pace. Kudus trying to force his way through. Closing in on the final 10 minutes then. Ethiopia 1, Ghana 1. A significant blow this would be to Ghana's hopes of reaching Qatar 2022. But on the balance of play, it's a fair result. Not sure anybody in Ghana would agree, but the neutral in me says that Ethiopia have deserved at least a goal, and Ghana have not created enough. Daniel Kierre wins the ball back for them, the substitute. Free kick centrally placed. Was the other substitute, Abdul Isahaku, winning that free kick. He too scored in the 5-1 win against Golden Kick in the friendly on Monday. What's the Ethiopia midfielder Mohamed Messoud doing, standing right next to the ball? Moves away now. Mubarak Wakaso's there too for Ghana, now with the captain's armband, as I said. It's well struck. That's all we can say about that free kick, unfortunately for Ghana. And now, even though the sun's starting to go down, players going down with cramp as a final swathe of changes for Ghana. Positive ones too, or you could perhaps argue desperate ones. Number 13 is Caleb Ekuban, the Genoa forward. Only 17 years old is Ekuban. I'm sure he'll pick up one or two things in the striker's art from his new coach, Andrei Shevchenko. Former Ballon d'Or winner, of course, AC Milan striker. And Edmund Addo is on as well, so the Sheriff Tiraspol midfielder makes his debut after an incredible European Champions League campaign with his Moldovan club, including that win over Real Madrid. Lost their last two, but they won against Shakhtar and Real Madrid. Addo starting all of 4 of those games. And now representing his country. Addo's header. First touch for Addo. Solid 1-2 as Ghana now come forward in numbers. Looking for Ekuban in the middle, and they've got a corner, and it seems such a long time since Ghana were anywhere near threatening that Ethiopian goal. Final 6 minutes. Isahaka with the corner. Deep one too, it's over the head of Ado, sneaked in at the back post. Only 21 is Ado. So like Kudus and like Suleimana, no doubt the basis of what should be a very good Ghana side in years to come. But the experience that they would gain and the strides forward that they could take if they go to a World Cup would be significant. And at the moment, that dream is very, very much hanging by a thread. Five minutes plus stoppages to go. Ethiopia 1, Ghana 1. Can somebody come up with a big, big goal for Ghana? Here's Baba Rahman. That's a foul, surely. So there it was Idrisu Baba who went off to be replaced by Ado, and Sayoum goes into the book for that lunge. Don't think he'd mind too much me saying that in fact he was just a bit too slow, although Baba Rahman did rather anticipate the challenge and did seem to be going down before contact was made. As it is, Ghana have an opportunity. Daniel Kiere with the free kick. 4 minutes left. A number of white shirts to aim at. Gonna need him to deliver. Deep one again. And it needed to come back a cross goal from Joseph Aiduk. There was a man at the back post unmarked. It was Caleb Ekuban. And precious seconds ticking away for Ghana. And ironically, the referee stops play after it just got underway to book Tekla Merriam Balcher for time wasting. It's actually had quite a good game though, has to be said, the Cameroonian referee. Another Ghana corner. Good perseverance by Mohamed Kudus on that right-hand side. He wants to take this corner this time. 2 minutes to go. Kudus' ball in, it's a good one, a testing one for Balcher, and he passes it. Good punch away. And now Ethiopia can break. It's 3-on-2. Ahmed, great recovery challenge. Brilliant recovery challenge, it has to be said. By Isaaku. He should be fresh, he's only just come off the bench, but that was a long bursting effort. really great defensive effort there from the young midfielder. We're into the final minute of the 90. There will surely be a number of minutes added on. Nearly a good ball. There's been a number of substitutions, so it's not over yet. But that's true for either side. Because Ghana, as they push forward, they look even more vulnerable at the back than they have done throughout this game. Kept it in on the far side, and that'll be a free kick. Cute little touch around the corner by Isahaku. Four minutes then. 4 minutes for Ghana to find a winner that would take them 2 points clear at the top of the section, or will it be a real winner-takes-all game on Sunday in Cape Coast? Well, that was ambitious, to say the least. That's a nice touch. Ethiopia still haven't given up hope of providing a shock themselves. That was ferociously struck too. Grown in confidence. We saw Dawa Rodessa test Wallacott from distance in the first half, and that wouldn't have been too much to Milovan Rajevic's liking. Needed to take the ball with him, did Isahaku, and now he's surely offside. But the space for Ethiopia to exploit. Can Ghana do the same now? They have a throw deep in Ethiopian territory. Come closer, says Andy Iadop. And then he launches it long. And it's off an Ethiopian head and eventually away. Here they come again. Well, lunged in by Aidu. Got enough on it to win possession back. Hoisted into the box a bit aimlessly. Tried to make the most of it. Did Kiere. Only 60 seconds left. This will be a great result for Ethiopia, who've been quite impressive in the qualifying campaign, even if the results haven't exactly shown that. That's nicely done again. Here's Fatessa. And the early ball could have been a real danger. Smart play from Daniel Amate. But it's Ethiopia who are finishing the stronger. And for the moment, Ghana can't get the ball back. They have it now and then give it away. Isaac. Here goes Kudus. That's a foul. And one final shooting opportunity. They've got to get it on target as Mignon Dared the baby goes into the book. You won't mind too much if Ethiopia come out of this one with what would be a famous draw. No doubt that this is within shooting range, but it's more power than precision. So it's a bit of a hit and hope. Andre Ayew trying to direct things from up in the stands. A very nervous Alexander Djiku behind him. Djiku, who's suspended for this one. Otherwise he would have been in that back line. It's not really the defence that's been the problem actually for Ghana. Further up the pitch. Kudus goes for goal, it's off the wall and loops behind, and there's no time for the corner. And the Ethiopian fans inside the stadium celebrate, and the Ghana players, huge disappointment for them. And no doubt celebrations in South Africa as well. Ethiopia won, Ghana won, and South Africa remain top of the group on goal difference and have an opportunity later tonight to go 3 points clear of Ghana with just one game to go. That game in Ghana on Sunday. And the stakes just got even higher for the Black Stars. Now you can see what a good result that is for Ethiopia. And what a disappointing result that is for Ghana. The contrasting emotions of the two sets of fans tells you all you need to know. Today, that little man will remember for a while. They had opportunities in the first half to Ghana. They saw Balzer, the goalkeeper, come up with some good saves. But in the end, they didn't create enough danger consistently. And didn't really look like a side that could win that game. To be fair, if Ethiopia had won it, Ghana couldn't have too many arguments. They hit the bar in the second half, did Ethiopia as well, before getting that equaliser. There's the standings then. South Africa with a game in hand. That's against Zimbabwe tonight. Remember, only the top team in the group goes through to the third qualifying round and has a chance to reach Qatar 2022. A big opportunity missed for Ghana, but if truth be told, today they simply weren't good enough, and Ethiopia fully deserving of their point as it's ended here in the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Ethiopia won, Ghana won.